is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore.
Ciao, Quinn.
Ciao.
We just got back a few days ago from a trip of a lifetime.
It was amazing.
Where did we get to go, Quinn?
Italy.
Dan, Quinn, Ren, and I went to visit our family that we've referred to in Italy.
It was the best trip I've ever been in my life.
Poor Brooksy didn't get to come along.
But he had fun.
He had fun with both sets of grandmas and grandpas. Yes, that is true. But we went to Italy for, our trip total was 9 days, but we were in Italy about 7, between traveling and all that. But it was incredible. It was so good.
It was amazing.
You want to give him like a Cliff's Notes version of where we all went?
So our cousins live in Ferrara, so we went to Ferrara first, and then we went to Florence the next day, slept at Florence, went to
Pisa,
and saw the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which was remarkable. We went back to Ferrara, then we went to...
We stayed in Ferrara a couple days.
Yeah.
Then we went to a different town and went to a hot spring.
Verona.
That was the next day. We went to the hot spring in a different town first. Then the next day we went to Verona.
And then Venice.
And then Venice.
And then we had to leave.
And then we came back to Iowa. And now we're jet lagged. I'm finally, after, we got back 3 days ago. I'm finally today feeling back to normal. I had heard that jet lag was worse on the trip there, that it would be harder on the front end of the trip. Really, we did fine when we got there.
As soon as I got there, I adjusted immediately. I wasn't tired, I wasn't anything. I just immediately adjusted like my body is a clock.
But then on the way home, I have felt not great until today. 4 days finally. So, but it was so good. We're so just grateful that we got to go, and we feel so blessed that we had such a great trip. So thank you to our Italian family who translated for us and tour guided us, and that was awesome. So it was very good. But now we're back to do some trivia. So would you like to hear the joke this week?
Yes, please.
First joke comes from Jocelyn. Thanks, Jocelyn. What song should you sing on a fishing trip?
No idea.
Something catchy. Great joke.
Ha!
Great joke.
I love that.
And the second joke comes from Molly and Sam. Thanks, guys. Why should you take a ruler to bed?
In case you get taller.
To find out how long you sleep. That wouldn't work, but it is funny.
It is very funny.
Ready for some trivia?
Yep. Sure am.
Let's do it.
Here's how the show works. Trivia for Kids consists of 5 rounds with 7 questions each. We will announce the answers at the end of each round. Each new round will have a different category. After the 5th round, we will have the final exam, which will test you on the toughest questions we have covered in the previous rounds. Everyone ready? Let's get started.
Round number 1. The category is sweet treats. Question 1. This question comes from listeners Jocelyn, Noah, and Mila. Thank you. According to legend, the Roman Emperor Nero sent his slaves to collect snow and ice from mountains in order to make an early version of which dessert? Question 2. Which 2 candy bars used to be advertised with the slogan, "Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't"? Question 3. Which dessert is made from layers of jelly, sponge, fruit, custard, and cream? Question 4. Despite its appearance, this cake is most often actually chocolate in flavor. The color nowadays nearly always comes from food coloring, but beets have also been used to give this classic dessert its signature color. What is this cake? Commonly covered in cream cheese frosting. Question 5. What is usually the main ingredient of a cheesecake? Question 6. What is a small domed cake or quick bread made from batter or dough? Question 7. What is the dessert that shares its name with a popular 1980s cartoon character? And now the answers to round 1. Are you ready, Quinn?
Sure am.
I guess we didn't even say who we were. So, Quinn and Casey.
Quinn and Casey.
Here we are.
Yep.
Question number 1. According to legend, the Roman Emperor Nero sent his slaves to collect snow and ice from mountains in order to make an early version of which dessert?
Ice cream?
Ice cream is the answer.
Yeah.
Nero's version, which consisted of ice topped with fruit, was more like a modern day snow cone.
Oh, but that still sounds really good.
But it was the start of ice cream. So thank you, Nero. Roman Emperor Nero. Question 2. Which 2 candy bars used to be advertised with the slogan, "Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't"?
You feel like a net?
Nut, N-U-T. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy.
2 candy bars. Almond Joy is one of them.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No idea.
Almond Joy and Mounds.
They both have the same slogan?
So basically, an Almond Joy or a Mounds is like an Almond Joy without the nut. A Mounds has dark chocolate and the coconut, and Almond Joy has milk chocolate with almond on top. So sometimes you feel like a nut, have an Almond Joy. Sometimes you don't, have a Mounds. Did I just blow your mind?
Yeah. I am dumbfounded.
Question 3. Which dessert is made from layers of jelly, sponge, fruit, custard, and cream? And it's usually in like a tall glass bowl so you can see all the layers. And it's on like a pedestal.
Oh, I feel like I know this. I want to say Jell-O, but I know that's not.
It's called a trifle.
Oh, yeah. I know what a trifle is.
Yep. Question 4. Despite its appearance, this cake is most often actually chocolate in flavor. The color nowadays nearly always comes from food coloring, but beets have also been used to give this classic dessert its signature color. What is this cake commonly covered in cream cheese frosting?
Uses beets? Let me get 1 second. Is it red velvet cake?
Red velvet cake.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. I love a cream cheese frosting. Oh, man.
Cream cheese frosting is the best.
Like on a carrot cake or a red velvet cake. Oh,
I don't like either of the cakes, but I'm not a cake person.
you're not. You're not a big dessert person.
No.
Question 5. What is usually the main ingredient of a cheesecake?
Cheese. I'm just kidding. It's cream cheese.
Cream cheese. I love cream cheese. And cream cheese frosting, which has cream cheese in it.
Oh.
Question 6. What is a small domed cake or quick bread made from batter or dough?
I'm not sure.
A muffin.
I don't eat muffins, so I don't know much about the history.
What is your if you were to eat a muffin, which flavor would you choose?
Banana.
Banana muffin?
Yeah.
I would choose a blueberry muffin with like a crackling type like topping with, You know what I mean? Sometimes they have those toppings with the I don't know what it's called, but it's like clumpy, buttery, sugary deliciousness on the top. Give me all that.
You should see my mom right now. She always talks with her hands, so she's like making sprinkle motions with her hands right now.
I do. I talk with my hands all the time. Question 7. What is the dessert that shares its name with a popular 1980s cartoon character?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
I'll give you a hint. Your grandma still has the dolls from your Aunt Stacy and Aunt Wendy.
Cabbage Patch Kids?
Strawberry shortcake.
Strawberry shortcake. Yeah. I knew that.
Do you know those dolls?
Yeah.
And they smell. They had a scent
Good.
and they still smell like strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
Even after from the 1980s, they still have a scent.
It's crazy.
So strawberry shortcake is the answer. Round number 2. The category is arthropods. This category idea comes from Thaddeus. Thank you. So, arthropods are invertebrate animals with an exoskeleton, a segmented body, and paired jointed appendages. Examples would be crustaceans, insects, arachnids, scorpions, etc. Question 1. True or false? Spiders are insects. Question 2. What is it called where all arthropods get rid of their exoskeletons to allow for change or growth? Question 3. What arthropod has 2 pairs of short legs on each body segment, a rounded body, a hard external skeleton, and can have over 1,000 legs? Question 4. What is a group of butterflies called? Question 5. How many legs do insects have? Question 6. Where are a lobster's teeth located? Question 7. What is the only insect that can rotate its head 180 degrees, allowing it to look completely behind itself? Round 2. Answers. Quinn, did you know what an arthropod was?
No. Sounds like Arthur's AirPods.
I guess it kind of does. I didn't know that these things were called arthropods too. So learn something new today.
Yep.
Question 1, Quinn. True or false? Spiders are insects.
False. They're arachnids.
That's true. I mean, it's true that it's false. They're arachnids. Sorry.
It's true that it's false.
That was confusing. Question 2. What is it called where all arthropods get rid of their exoskeletons to allow for change or growth?
Is it like shedding skin or
Molting.
Oh, duh.
Arthropods try to molt in a safe environment because they are very vulnerable once they shed their exoskeleton.
See? Shedding.
That's
I
true.
told you.
Right. Because arthropods are so vulnerable during the molting process, it is estimated that approximately 80 to 90% of them are consumed by a predator during this stage. Terrifying.
Oh.
That's
It's
scary.
It's like if you're gonna shed your skin, you're risking yourself.
Yeah.
To...
It's like if you're a knight in a war and you take off your armor to get some new armor, and then somebody, yeah. Yikes.
That was a good
I
comparison.
got gruesome real fast. Question 3. What arthropod has 2 pairs of short legs on each body segment, a rounded body, a hard external skeleton, and can have over 1,000 legs?
I know it's either a millipede or a centipede, but I do not know which one.
Take a guess.
The millipede.
It's a millipede.
Yay!
It was previously thought that the most legs a millipede could have was around 750. But in 2021, an underground female millipede in Australia was found with 1,306 legs.
1,306 legs?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my word.
So I was with you. Millipedes and centipedes, I don't really know the difference. So
one of them bites.
Oh, but centipedes have only 1 pair of legs on each body segment, where millipedes have 2. These are easily spotted, sticking out from their flattened bodies. So millipedes have a rounded body, centipedes have a flattened body. They have an odd number of pairs of legs. The last pair trails behind the body. So now that I've read that, we have centipedes where we live because we find them on the driveway. They're kind of flatter. We find them like in our garage.
I heard that centipedes bit, though.
Maybe they do. I don't know. I didn't look that up. Question 4. What are a group of butterflies called?
A monarchy.
Oh my word, that's such a great guess. That's not the answer, but that was a really good guess. The answer is way cuter than that. It's a flutter.
Aw.
So cute. A monarchy. That's a great guess. Question 5. How many legs do insects have?
6.
Correct.
Yay.
Question 6. Where are a lobster's teeth located?
On its belly.
In its stomach. You're right. The stomach is located a very short distance from the mouth, and the food is actually chewed in the stomach between 3 grinding surfaces that look like molar surfaces called the gastric mill.
Oh,
Cool.
cool.
Question 7. What is the only insect that can rotate its head 180 degrees, allowing it to look completely behind itself?
An ant. No idea.
A praying mantis.
Oh, I knew this! Oh, why didn't I guess that?
Praying mantises are cool.
Yeah.
I think one cool thing, I remember correctly, doesn't the female praying mantis kill the male after they mate?
Yeah. So, I have a story about this. So, I was going to say that, but I was wondering if it would be too dark. The female praying mantis and the male praying mantis get together, and the female praying mantis bites off the male's head.
Oh my.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Round number 3. The category is animation. Question 1. This question comes from Hudson. Thanks, Hudson. Anime is hand-drawn and computer-generated animation originating from what country? Question 2. Puss in Boots is a spin-off of what animated movie? Question 3. This question comes from listener Jonah and listener Winston. Thanks, boys. Which Pokemon has electricity storing pouches on its cheeks? Question 4. Who trains the Furious Five in Kung Fu Panda? Question 5. How many Dragon Balls are there in Dragon Ball Z? Question 6. This question comes from listener Volley. Thank you. What are the names of the 3 children in the TV show The Simpsons? Question 7. What kind of dinosaur is Littlefoot in the movie The Land Before Time? And now the answers to round number 3. Question 1. Anime is a hand-drawn, computer-generated animation originating from what country?
Japan.
Japan is the answer. So when I got this email from Hudson's family, apparently he loves anime, loves it. But I also have to mention his brothers, Parker and Maddox, who are also listeners of the show. So thanks to all 3 of you for the email. Question 2. Puss in Boots is a spinoff of what animated movie?
Shrek.
Shrek. Did you know what a spinoff was?
Like, is it kind of like Wicked and The Wizard of Oz kind of thing?
That's Wicked is a prequel to The Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
a spinoff is something.
So it's telling the story about one of not the main characters.
Right. So a spinoff is like if there's a side character of a movie or a show, and then all of a sudden they make a show about that side character. That's a spinoff. Question 3. Which Pokemon has electricity storing pouches on its cheeks?
Pikachu?
Pikachu is the answer.
Wait, seriously?
Do you think that those, how Pikachu has those little red dots on its
Yeah.
cheeks? Do you think that those are the energy or electricity storing things?
I was thinking that, but I wasn't sure.
You do not have the Pokemon experts
I do not.
with you today.
I do not.
Ren is in the house. Question 4. Who trains the Furious 5 in Kung Fu Panda?
I'm going to say like Master Wu or...
Master Shifu.
Oh!
Master Shifu. Tiny little... Is he like a red panda? Or a
no,
raccoon?
He's not red. He's like a... Kind of like a little...
Fox?
Shrew.
I don't know what he is.
I don't know what he is.
Question 5. How many Dragon Balls are there in Dragon Ball Z?
5,365.
There are 7.
Oh. I was close.
You have to collect all 7 Dragon Balls and summon Shenron in Dragon Ball Z.
Huh.
Question 6. What are the names of the 3 children in the TV show The Simpsons?
Lisa, Bart, and do not tell me. I want to say it's like Harriet or...
Period. Lisa, Bart, and Maggie.
Oh my word. You've just told me this recently and I still forgot.
The Simpsons have been on television for 33 years, and the kids have never aged.
That's crazy.
So, listener Volley that sent us this category idea is from, wait for it, New Zealand. He's a Kiwi. Did you know that people from New Zealand are called Kiwis?
Seriously?
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
So, thank you to everybody in New Zealand. All you Kiwis. That's so cool. Question 7. What kind of dinosaur is Littlefoot in The Land Before Time?
Velociraptor.
He's a brontosaurus. You've never seen this movie? Oh, it's so sad. It's one of those like Fox and the Hound ones where it's just sad.
What happens?
Well, the volcano comes and kills all their parents. And so then the movie is about these 3 baby dinosaurs that have to like make it in the world.
Oh.
Yeah, right? They're adorable. Petrie and Sarah, who's a triceratops, and Littlefoot, who's a brontosaurus.
Aw.
Very heartwarming, very sad. Round 4. The category is Europe. Thank you to listener Matthew for this category idea. Thanks, Matthew. Question 1. True or false? Kazakhstan is part of Europe. Question 2. Within 5, how many countries are there in Europe? Question 3. Russia is the biggest country in Europe, but what is the second biggest? Question 4. Vienna is the capital of which European country? Question 5. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is located in what European country? Question 6. If you are from Germany, you are known as German. But if you are from Finland, what are you known as? Question 7. Fjords are found in which European country? Round 4 answers. So it was ironic that Matthew had sent in this category idea about Europe, and we just got back from Europe. So perfect timing.
Crazy.
Perfect timing. Question 1, true or false? Kazakhstan is part of Europe.
No.
It's true, but it's a bit of a trick question. 15% of the territory of Kazakhstan is in Europe, and 80% of the territory is in Asia. So technically, it's in Asia, but part of it is in Europe.
But I was more true.
Yeah, it's
Kind
still
of.
part of it, though.
Kind of.
There were quite a few countries that are both. Like Turkey, they kind of consider it Eurasia because part of Turkey is in Europe and part of it's in Asia, just like Kazakhstan.
Ooh.
There's like Russia, part of it's in Europe, part of it's in Asia.
Completely off subject. When you said Kazakhstan,
Mhm.
it sounded like Comic-Con, so my brain went crazy.
Okay. Question 2. Within 5, how many countries are there in Europe? So when I say within 5, if the answer is 10 and you say 12, that's within 5. Or if you say 15. So you get it right if you're within 5.
17.
There are 44 countries in Europe today, according to the United Nations.
I'm not a geography guy, okay?
44 is more than I would have thought. Like, you can think of the main ones, like, France and Spain and Portugal, Germany,
I can't.
the UK.
I'm not a geography guy.
But there are some really small ones like Albania, Slovenia, some of those that you don't even think about.
Turkey.
Turkey. Question 3. Russia is the biggest country in Europe, but what is the second biggest?
France.
It's a good guess. The answer is Ukraine. France is a big one, though. But
Ukraine?
Yep.
I thought Ukraine was tiny, tiny, tiny.
No, it is not. Question 4. Vienna is the capital of which European country? Austria. Austria? Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. That's for all you Dumb and Dumber fans out there. The joke is he's talking to this girl trying to impress her, and she says she's from Austria, and then he says, Austria? Good day, mate. And that's Australia. So he looks silly, even though he's trying to impress her.
Huh.
Question 5. If you were listening to the intro, you'll get this right. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is located in which European country?
Italia.
It's in Italy. So I will tell you, I didn't know what to expect when I saw the Leaning Tower of Pisa. For whatever reason, I kind of thought it would be like a dirty building that
I agree.
that tipped to the side. Like I had very low expectations.
And it completely exceeded.
Pisa is beautiful. The Leaning Tower is like white marble, and then there's a huge cathedral next to it. Like, it was beautiful. Totally exceeded my expectations.
Amazing.
We'll put a picture of Pisa on our social media. Question 6. If you are from Germany, you are known as German. But if you are from Finland, What are you known as?
I don't know.
Finnish. So if you're from Finland, you are Finnish. People of Denmark are known as Danish.
Oh, I knew Danish. I
Yeah.
did not know Finnish.
There you go. Question 7. Fjords are found in which European country?
Denmark.
Norway.
Oh my word, I'm so bad at this.
So a fjord is a long, narrow inlet with steep sides or cliffs created by a glacier. Glacier.
Glacier.
And I think fjords are beautiful. I think Norway's beautiful. I would go everywhere in Europe. Ugh. Round 5. The category is musical instruments. This category idea comes from listener Manis. Thank you. Question 1. Which musical instrument has a double reed? Question 2. What instrument is commonly made out of a silver-colored metal and is played by blowing across, not into, the mouthpiece? Question 3. Associated with bluegrass, folk, and country music, this instrument is typically fitted with 4 or 5 strings, but there are other models that use as many as 6. Question 4. This instrument is associated with a band's rhythm section. It is also heavily used in certain cultures to strengthen their men in war or to provide a beat for dance. What is it? Question 5. There are 52 white keys on a piano, but how many black keys does it have? Question 6. Unique musical artist Weird Al Yankovic is most famously known for playing what instrument? Question 7. What brass instrument uses a slide, not valves, in order to change the pitch? Round 5. Answers. Question 1. Which musical instrument has a double reed?
A bassoon, oboe. I don't know.
Yeah, a bassoon or an oboe. Good job.
seriously?
Yeah, you got them both.
What?
Good job. The double reed is made from 2 pieces of cut cane, which is why it is called a double reed. They are strapped to a metal pipe face to face by a string. The cork portion attached around the metal pipe fits into the upper joint socket. That was a lot of words.
Take that, CB.
I don't know what that means.
That's my friend.
Oh, Claire Bear, who plays the oboe.
Who plays the oboe, yes.
When I was in school, I played the trumpet, and I was so jealous of people with reeded instruments because they got to walk around and suck on the reed before they could play it because you need the reed to be like kind of soft and damp. You don't do that with a trumpet.
Or a float.
Or a flute, which you play. And so I was always so jealous because I didn't have a reed to suck on.
So my teacher said that kids back then, when it was cool, had flavored reeds. And there was like blue raspberry, and they'd have it, and it would dye their mouths and their teeth, and it got banned. So
That's interesting. So yeah, an oboe has double reeds, so I would be double the jealous of oboe players.
they have to soak for like 30 minutes before playing.
Question 2. What instrument is commonly made out of a silver-colored metal and is played by blowing across, not into, the mouthpiece?
It is my calling. It's the float!
It is my calling. It is the flute, which Quinn plays. Question 3. Associated with bluegrass, folk, and country music, this instrument is typically fitted with 4 or 5 strings, but there are other models that use as many as 6.
It's the banjo.
I
You
might
sound
as
like a
well.
banjo.
I might as well be a mouth banjo band for how good that was. Question 4. This instrument is associated with a band's rhythm section. It's also heavily used in certain cultures to strengthen their men in war or to provide a beat for dance. What is it?
Percussion, drums.
Drums. When I think of that men in war, like people when they would go into the battlefield, there was somebody who was the drummer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want that job. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in a war at all, but the dude had no weapon or anything, just the drums. Like, what if a guy came up to you and you were just like, all I have is these drumsticks.
You play on their heads.
Right. Don't hurt me. I'm just the drummer. Question 5. There are 52 white keys on a piano, but how many black keys does it have? If you knew the total number of keys, you could do some quick math and get the answer.
On a keyboard or on a piano?
On a regular standard piano.
There are how many keys?
I'm not going to tell you. That'll give you the answer.
Okay, then I'm going to guess 42.
There are 52 white keys. There are 36 black keys.
I was close.
So if you knew that there were 88 keys total, quick math would have told you the answer was 36.
You should have just told me, Mom.
You should have already known it. That's been a question on this podcast before.
It
Quinn.
has, but it was like the 6th episode.
Question 6. Unique musical artist Weird Al Yankovic is most famously known for playing what instrument?
The accordion.
So I put this question on here because I don't know where it came from, but all of a sudden Quinn and Ren are obsessed with Weird Al music.
So Weird Al is a guy who has a funny voice, and he makes up new words to a song that already exists. And
He makes spoofs, they're called.
my friend and me had a play date, or we were just hanging out, and we went upstairs, and our parents were watching Weird Al, the Al Yankovic story. And so we heard, "Ooh, my little hungry one," and me and Amaya just burst out laughing.
My bologna. Oh my
I think
word.
the toast is done.
So anyway, yes, Quinn is a big Weird Al fan. Question 7. What brass instrument uses a slide, not valves, in order to change the pitch?
The trombone.
The trombone.
My dad played the trombone.
He did. And now it's time for the final exam. Now remember, you've heard these questions in the previous rounds, but these were the hardest ones we've had. So use your memory and try to think back to what the answers are. Question 1. Which dessert is made from layers of jelly, sponge, fruit, custard, and cream?
A trifle.
Question 2. What is it called where all arthropods get rid of their exoskeletons to allow for change or growth?
Molting.
Question 3. Anime is hand-drawn and computer-generated animation originating from what country?
Japan.
Question 4. How many countries are in Europe?
44.
Question 5. Which musical instrument has a double reed?
The oboe or the bassoon?
Question 6. Where are a lobster's teeth located?
In its stomach.
Question 7. What is the second biggest country in Europe?
Ukraine.
Well, that's it. That was the questions.
Yep.
What did you think? Did you learn something new this week? I learned a lot of somethings new.
I learned a lot about Europe.
I learned a lot about arthropods.
Oh yeah, that too.
You're yawning quite a bit. Are you still jet lagged, my dear?
No.
You even slept in a little bit this morning. That's good. You needed your rest. Okay, so I decided we're going to add a little something new to the ends of the podcast. So, for a conversation starter between moms and dads and friends and aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas and kids, we're going to do a conversation starter to have something more to talk about. So, this week it is, if you could be anywhere right now, where would you be and what would you be doing? Think about it. Thanks for listening.
Italy, family.
Bye. Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Trivia for Kids Podcast. And if you have a question idea or even an entire category, please email us at triviaforkidspodcast@gmail.com.